Good morning and welcome to week 4, food and beverage operations. I'm so excited to introduce you to this next topic. I hope you enjoyed the rooms division as much as I did. I just wanted to point out a couple of things about this semester since we're completed with 3 weeks and on to week 4. I've had a couple of questions about Zoom meetings, and I will be shortly after this sending out an optional Zoom office hours for this coming Thursday in case you have any questions to date or just want to connect with me by that way. I also still recommend that you use the discussion board for any other questions that you might have. Interaction is key. And on to food and beverage. So food and beverage operations in a hotel environment, right? Because we started with rooms division last week. So moving over to the other side, but still in the hotel business, food and beverage can be served in a number of different areas. Oftentimes we think about restaurants predominantly, but there are other areas such as bars and meeting rooms that also should be considered. And we are going to be talking about those topics in a little more depth in future modules that focus on that. But this is just the overall food and beverage operation that could occur in a typical hotel. As we know, COVID has changed some of the ways in which we're able to operate food and beverage. So specifically in our county, we're not permitted to have indoor dining as an option. And so you'll see a lot of outdoor dining options popping up all over. So that's one of the trends that I hope that you'll be able to highlight. Secondly, with the air quality and the wildfires, that presents a secondary problem because if you can't operate a restaurant indoors, but outdoors the air quality is not good, what is a business owner to do? And specifically in future chapters when we discuss restaurants and freestanding, but also this can apply to hotels as well. And then what do you do with meeting rooms and how are you able to operate those in a COVID environment and then in a wildfire air pollution environment? So certainly making our industry a little bit requiring us to be challenged, I should say. To find innovative ways. So with these modules, I'm making them active just after I post this video. And one thing that I did want to point out is there is this food and beverage assignment. And I want to make sure that you don't jump on this food and beverage assignment and complete it right away because I'm introducing this at the start of our discussion of food and beverage. But really, it's going to require you to use some of the information and knowledge that you're going to gain in the future weeks. And so I'm just going to open that up real quick just so that you can see what the parameters are. Because it is going to cover information from chapters 4 to 7. So please make sure that you don't submit it right away after this week, but that you really take the time to start it with the information that you've gained and you start thinking about some of the items, but that you really wait and learn a little bit more of the concepts so that you have a full idea. So it's going to be sharing a restaurant experience, much like our service evaluations that I hope that you're able to start working on. And you're going to be learning a little bit more about concept, location, menu, ambiance, and classification of restaurants. And so that's the first area is you should explain your restaurant's dimensions. And then does the restaurant that you selected match the factors of its neighborhood and demographics, the beverage program, and did it include any sustainable practices? And so this actually can be a submission via a written report, or you can upload a video presentation if you wish. And so also, I want to point out the evaluation criteria. So not forgetting that there's both the content items that you should cover, which actually have more point value than the answering to the questions. And really, I just put that in there to make sure that I'm doing a great job of teaching you. And it's never more important than in this asynchronous environment. And then going back to our week 4, the other item that I wanted to call to your attention, this is actually one of my favorite assignments of the semester, and it's a beverage assignment. And so also in your email, you're going to get a personalized email that says what your assigned beverage is. And this is due, this is the one that you jump on because this is going to be due by September 22nd. Because the chapter on beverage, which is the one that we're actually going to be doing next week, you're the teacher, and I'm assigning a beverage type to each of you, and you're to do a video presentation on how it's made, where does it come from, what are some trends, and what food and beverage, or what food does it pair best with. And there is a chapter in the book on each of the beverages that I'm giving you. So you could very easily read the chapter in the book and complete the exercise. And if you wanted a little bit of extra credit points, you could do some independent research on your own. But I'm excited to be able to learn from you a little bit and allow you to interact with your peers in a different way by presenting that material. And so that email is going to, I just popped it up on my screen. It is going to look like this, where I have your name and then what beverage you've been assigned to. And so those personalized emails will go out shortly. I'm just scrolling so that you can see the feel of it. Well, that's an introduction to Chapter 4 in food and beverage operations. Like I said, we will be talking about these topics for the next couple of weeks in a little bit more depth, starting with beverage in week 5, which we'll learn from you. And then we'll do the restaurant business and then restaurant management. So again, similar to hotel business and how kind of restaurants are run or operated or originated, and then how to actually manage the restaurant. So looking forward to a great week, looking forward to potentially meeting some of you on our optional office hours, and I remain available if you have any questions. Thank you and have a great day.